Hello and welcome back to another episode of Internal Rambles. This is your girl, Rochelle. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you for tuning back in. Internal Rambles, a lot of different things I do over here. I discuss my life, trending entertainment topics, music, etc. My normal episodes releases every Thursdays, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. My bonus content, which could include the male perspective with G.O., which I do with my good friend G.O. Also, my reality show recaps. Those do not have any set schedule. Those release whenever I record and release them. Today is another bonus episode continuing to review and recap Ready to Love Dallas. Let's get right into it. This is a recap of episode 5. So let's start off with where the last episode ended, which is which male is going home. The women were in power and they did not show who was getting kicked off of the show. So let's discuss which male got the boot. And that is, again, recapping Ready to Love Dallas, episode 5. Okay, so the bottom two were Red, the comedian, and Mr. Marvin, Freak of the Week, Year, Month, erotic author. And the one that was sent home was Red. Why y'all keeping Marvin? Why? Yes, the women were not connecting with Red. He didn't have any real connections, and they sent home Red. So in this episode 5, the men are back in control, which means that one woman is getting sent home this episode. Nephew Tommy Miles gave the direction that they wanted the singles to discuss their non-negotiables, what you are not willing to budge on in a relationship. And so that is what is occurring in this episode. So first up, Herbert sets up a double date with Janelle, Katerina, and Quentin. Him and Quentin are both into Janelle, and so he thought it would be a great idea to have some more time with Janelle, but also kind of, have a little healthy competition with Quentin. They go and they play pickleball. So this was a cute date, and Janelle, when she I'm kind of skipping around a bit in this date. This isn't chronological in what occurred during the date, but nonetheless, Janelle, she calls Herbert out and they discuss this. She says, Herbert, you got, a little bit of an issue with, texting back, where the text back at? And he shares that he's just really kind of used to being nonchalant in dating, that he likes to kind of go at a slower pace, yada, yada, blah, 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 excuses. And she's like, listen, these other men, aka Quentin, are applying pressure. I really want to be spending time with you and talking to you, but also I gotta, pay attention and give attention to those that's giving attention to me. So if you don't communicate, I'm going to communicate with the ones that's communicating with me. So, he says, okay, I'm going to do better. I'm going to try to communicate more. I'm going to respond and text you back, etc., etc. And it's like, at the end of the day, first of all, let me take a breath. What is a slow pace? When you're into someone, you need to show that you're interested, first of all. Second of all, this is an accelerated process. You can't be falling back and, I'll get to it when I get to it. You need to show interest because, like she said, the other men, aka Quentin, are applying pressure. They're showing their interest. They're texting back. They're initiating the conversation. They're showing, hey, boo, I want you. So you're in a competition for someone that you hopefully want to date. So ain't no falling back, ain't no slower pace. You're in an accelerated dating process, bruh. So if you are really truly interested in Janelle, you're going to have to show up and show out. She's letting you know what she wants, what she needs. Even though like I said last episode, recap, it seemed like she was into Quinn. I don't know if she really truly knows, but now she's saying that she wants to hear from her word. So you better show up. You better be texting, boo. You better be calling, texting, etc. And at the end of the day, if you are interested, you show interest. It ain't hard to text, bruh. Show that you want to, that you are interested, that you want to date her. Okay. One of the non-negotiables that Herbert says that he has is that he wants children. So a woman that does not want children is a non-negotiable for him. So Katerina, in her diary thing to the camera, she says, when he said that, I was like, uh-oh. She says that she is kind of middle of the road with having children. If she has children, okay. If she doesn't have children, even better. So that's not really a goal for her. So she's kind of on the fence about Herbert because they don't seem to be on the same page in regards to children. Quentin says that his non-negotiable is someone that doesn't have emotional intelligence, and Janelle says her non-negotiable is someone that's not motivated and someone that's not a go-getter. And so Quentin's like, that's what I want. We seem to be on the same page. This is why I like Janelle. We have the same goals, etc., etc. So Quentin is still all in it and still really interested into Janelle after hearing and discussing non-negotiables. So both Quentin and Herbert are still vying for Janelle's heart and attention. But I don't know, this episode, Janelle seems to be leaning a little bit more towards Herbert. I think she still likes Quentin too. So we will see where this love triangle ends up. Herbert is interested in Katerina too. So I don't know where fully. I think he is into Janelle too, but he still has a little bit of attention on Katerina too. So we will see how things play out. Okay, and then we have the next date is with Chris. He invites Aries over to his house. He hires a chef to cook them some dinner, and they discuss their non-negotiables. For Aries, her non-negotiable is someone that is not a positive father figure for her 2 children. She does have 2 children. I think she says that her 2 boys are 11 and 13. She's divorced, so she wants someone that's going to be a positive male figure in their life. For Chris, he also has a daughter, and his non-negotiable is someone, if they have children, he doesn't want to deal with any baby daddy drama. So she's like, well, that's great because there's no drama with my children's father. I was the one who wanted the divorce, but we have positive communication, so there's no baby daddy drama over here. And then later on in the date with them, Chris gets very emotional. He starts getting very teary-eyed. He's like, I love the way that you are with your children. It's actually very triggering for me. He really opens up and shares about his life. He shares that his father actually passed away right when he was born, and his mother, I think, maybe recently passed away. So, he says that seeing how she is with her children and loves her children, it's very similar to how his mother was with him. And so, and he really loves that about her. So they seem to really be connecting, and she's like, thank you for being so open. He's like, I don't really let people in. I don't really share my personal life. So the fact that I'm doing that with you, it really kind of says something about, how you are and what I think about you, et cetera, et cetera. So, they seem to really be connecting on a personal level. I don't know where they're going to go, but they both seem, interested to see where things will go. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the both of them. but that was a very sweet moment that they shared with each other. The next date was with Marvin and Eunik. They go horseback riding, and then they have a picnic together. They share a little kiss. And so Marvin shares that his non-negotiable is someone that doesn't have children because he wants more children. And he's like, I got to have more children because I have daughters, and I got to have a son. So Eunik is like, well, it sounds like you'll do anything to have a son. Like, what if you don't have a son? Because, it's possible that will happen. He's like, no, I can't accept that. I got to have a son. I'll do whatever I got to do. I got to have a son. And she's like, but what if it don't happen? He's like, oh, it's going to happen. And so he didn't like that she was like trying to be like, realistic. He's like, well, I'm going to do whatever I got to do to have that son. I need a woman that's going to have children, and we going to do what we got to do to have that son. And I'm like, child, this is what happens. I mean, no tea, no shade. It's shade, honestly. When, he's this erotic author, he literally creates his own fantasy land, and, clearly is not accepting of how, like, reproduction works. You can't just, I know there are ways to, but you just gonna keep trying. You on the 10th child, all girls, well, we're gonna have 4 more. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you okay, sorry. He was very adamant about, oh, I'm gonna have me a son. So why y'all keep him in this show? Y'all had a chance to get him out, Okay, anyways. So I'm gonna move on because Marvin just rubs me the wrong. I mean, it's not that he rubs me the wrong way. It's just like I mentioned, this is not the type of show for him. Okay. Okay. Then there was a huge group date with Marie, Jessica, Keyra, Chris. I'm missing someone. I think Katarina might have been there. They do improv, and that was a cute thing. One of the things though, Keyra didn't. Am I saying her name right? Keyra didn't seem to really enjoy it, and that was kind of concerning for Marie because he's like, have fun. You're trying to get to know, the men. It was concerning to him that she seemed to just kind of be a bit rigid, and she did seem to be a bit rigid. But they discussed their non-negotiables, and she did share that she wanted someone that was, God-fearing, and he was like, well, I'm a bedside Baptist, which is, ain't nothing wrong with that as long as you, hey. But I think that also his concern with her is that, he's a very, he's active in his community, etc. And he's like, I need someone that's going to be, with me too if I'm out at events, etc. And she didn't really seem open to that. So there's that. Speaking of Keyra, the last date was with Eunik, Quentin, and Keyra. And Keyra tried to call Quentin out, and she's like, I really think that you only date, you come off to me as someone that only dates white women. And so I just want to know, like, is that your preference? And, I feel like I can say that because I really only have majority white friends. So it's okay for me to say that. And Quentin was like, you're wrong. I believe in black love. That's all I've seen. That's what I want for my life. I love me some black women. And she was like, oh, okay. But have you dated outside your race? He's like, yeah, I've dated Latino women, but I want black love. She's like, oh, okay. Well, I'm glad I got that clarification. She is so, and he's like, I don't know where she got that from, and I don't really know where she got that from either. Keyra is off-putting, by the way. And I didn't mention this, they went on like a boxing date, so they had like a boxing tutorial, etc. She just is off-putting. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. There's something of like just off-putting about her. I think it's just like, I don't even know what it is. I think she's just, the term that keeps coming to my head is like rigid, but I don't even know if that's it. But he was like, I don't know where she got that from. I love me some black women. And ain't no when she said that, I was done with her. Ain't no connection. And then in talking with Eunik, she shared, that she's still she's been through a lot. She's still trying to heal, etc. He was like, I don't think I'm the man for her because I can't help her heal. I'm paraphrasing, but which has been a theme, when she's talked to the men, she said, I've been through a lot, etc. So, and I think the fact that it has come up a lot, just how whatever she went through in her marriage, she has said that she went through a lot, and she has mentioned that, like, she's had to heal, and it does seem to still be affecting her. She's like, 'cause my boundaries are strong, and etc. So he was like, yeah, I don't know what she been through or what she currently going through, but I don't think I can help her go through it. At the end of the day, like I said, this is the episode that the men are in power, and so one woman is going home. The two bottom women were Keyra and Eunik. With Eunik, the men just feel like she still needs to heal. Is something still there? She still needs to heal. With Eunik, the men just feel like they aren't really connecting with her, or she just still seems like a friend, etc. At the end of the day, Keyra was the one who was sent home. And she made mention, like, I know you guys feel like I need to heal, but I am healed. But, in whatever conversations she was having with the men, she wasn't portraying that. And so it seemed like to them, and maybe they were wrong, like she still had some healing to do. So, she says she's ready to love, but, in whatever conversation she was having, it seemed like there may have been some more work. They were not getting the feeling that she was ready. So Keyra was removed from the show. She was voted off the show. So that's that. This episode, I've been enjoying the show. This episode was a little boring to me. I'm not gonna lie. It can't all be perfect, But yeah, this episode was a little bland, a little womp to me. But I'm trying to think what was the preview for next week. I can't even remember. They're supposed to be discussing what doubts they still have in the other person. So maybe that'll be, a bit better, a bit spicier. I don't know. But yeah, nonetheless, it wasn't a bad episode. It just was kind of like, it wasn't as exciting as the previous episodes have been. So we shall see. We shall see what happens. And that is the recap of episode 5, Ready to Love Dallas. On to another reality show, Bell Collective. Are y'all watching that? What is going on that show? I watched season 1. I don't remember watching season 2. And then I saw the previews for season 3, and I was like, it's one storyline that I'm like, are they creating the storyline because it seemed fake? But nonetheless, I saw a clip and I didn't watch it. I read the comments and I was like clutching my imaginary pearls. And then I watched another clip. I watched a clip, I'm sorry. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to tune in. I'm not going to review it because I can't do multiple shows at one time like I used to. Ciao. But, ooh, child, are y'all watching that? It looks like it is some stuff goings on. I'm going to try to maybe, I don't know where they are. I'm going to try to maybe watch it within the next week or two and catch up. But are y'all watching that? If y'all are, holla at me either at the official Internal Rambles website, internalramblespodcast.com. On the contact page, you can send me a message, or over at YouTube, and let me know, is it good this season? Because I kind of fell off with it, but yeah, I'm gonna reserve comment, but I'm like, ooh, it just looks, and saying that it looks good, actually I feel kind of bad saying that, because it looks like it's some like not so great things going on with one of the cast members. I'm like, but anyways, and I've been seeing the previews of Love and Marriage DC. Is it Love and Marriage DC? No, Love and Marriage Detroit. And I've been seeing the clips, and I'm like, that don't make me want to watch it. I mean, I think at one point, at some time, I will watch the first season, but it just doesn't look that great. I don't know. But that's that. That's like random internal rambles, reality show, mumbo jumbo. I don't know. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you. Subscribe to me wherever you get your content. Listen, I just released the latest episode. Me and Gio are back. The Male Perspective with Gio. Please check out that episode. It's a great episode. We're answering some hard-hitting questions. It is a good old time. Definitely some great kikis, a great laughter. Just kind of talking about life, relationships, dating, childhood, growing up, whatever. Please check out the latest episode of The Male Perspective with Gio. And if you're new to my reality show recaps, check up on the last episode recaps of Ready to Love Dallas and anything else that I got going on over here. Thank you for tuning in, and truly appreciate your listens. Subscribe to me so that you get my content immediately when I release it. Take care of yourselves, and until next episode, this is your girl, Rochelle.